तेरे सिर पर सीताराम दिखल फिर क्या करना। तेरे सिर पर सीताराम दिखल फिर क्या करना। तेरे सिर पर सीताराम क्या करना, क्या करना, बिखर फिर क्या करना।
क्या करना, क्या करना, फिर क्या करना।
क्या करना, क्या करना, बिखर फिर क्या करना।
क्या करना, बिखर फिर क्या करना।
तेरे सिर पर सीताराम बिखर फिर क्या करना।
तेरे सिर पर सीताराम फिर क्या करना।
क्या करना, क्या करना, बिखर फिर क्या करना।
क्या करना, क्या करना, फिर क्या करना।
तेरे बिगड़ बनेंगे काम बिखर फिर क्या करना।
तेरे बिगड़ बनेंगे काम फिर क्या करना।
तेरे बनेंगे काम बिखर फिर क्या करना। क्या करना, क्या करना, बिखर फिर क्या करना। क्या करना, क्या करना, बिखर फिर क्या करना। पितु रघुबर श्री जानकी मैया
रघुबर श्री जानकी मैया
निकल क्यों परेशान हो भैया।
क्यों परेशान हो भैया।
पितु रघुबर श्री जानकी मैया
रघुबर श्री जानकी मैया
फिर क्यों परेशान हो भैया।
फिर क्यों परेशान हो भैया।
देंगे कष्ट तमाम बिखर फिर क्या करना।
तेरे कष्ट तमाम फिर क्या करना।
देंगे कष्ट तमाम बिखर फिर क्या करना।
तेरे कष्ट तमाम फिर क्या करना।
क्या करना, क्या करना, बिखर फिर क्या करना।
क्या करना, क्या करना, फिर क्या करना।
तेरे सिर पर सीताराम बिखर फिर क्या करना।
तेरे सिर पर सीताराम फिर क्या करना।
क्या करना, क्या करना, बिखर फिर क्या करना।
क्या करना, क्या करना, फिर क्या करना।
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गंगे।
देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गंगे।
देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गंगे।
देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गंगे।
त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे।
त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे।
त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे।
त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे।
शंकर मौलिनी हारिणी विमले।
शंकर मौलिनी हारिणी विमले।
मम मतिरास्तां तव पद कमले।
मम रतिरासा तव पद कमले।
देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गंगे।
देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गंगे।
त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे।
त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे।
भागीरथी सुख दायिनी माता।
भागीरथी सुख दायिनी माता।
तव जय जल महिमा निगमे ख्याता
तव जल महिमा निगमे ख्याता
ना हम जाने तब महिमानम
ना तव जाने तव महिमानम्
पाहि कृपामयि माम ज्ञानम्
पाहि कृपामयि माम ज्ञानम्
हरिपद पाद्यत रङ्गिनि गङ्गे
हरिपद पाद्यत रङ्गिनि गङ्गे
हिम विधुमुक्ता धवलतरङ्गे
हिम विधिमुक्ता धवलतरङ्गे
दूरीकुरु मम दुष्कृतिभारम्
दूरीकुरु मम दुष्कृतिभारम्
कुरु कृपया भव सागरपारम्
गुरु कृपया भव सागरपारम्
तव जलममलं येन निपीतम्
तव जलममलं येन निपीतम्
परमपदं खलु तेन गृहीतम्
परमपदं खलु तेन गृहीतम्
मातर्गङ्गे त्वय्यो भक्तः
मातर्गङ्गे त्वय्यो भक्तः
किल तं द्रष्टुं नयमशक्तः
किल तं द्रष्टुं नयमशक्तः
देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गङ्गे
देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गङ्गे
त्रिभुवनतारिणी तरलतरङ्गे
त्रिभुवनतारिणी तरलतरङ्गे
पतितोद्धारिणी जाह्नवी गङ्गे
पतितोद्धारिणी जाह्नवी गङ्गे
खण्डितगिरिवर मण्डितभङ्गे
खण्डितगिरिवर मण्डितभङ्गे
भीष्मजननी है मुनिवर कन्ये
भीष्मजननी हे मुनिवर कन्ये
पतित निवारिणी त्रिभुवन धन्ये
पतित निवारिणी त्रिभुवन धन्ये
कल्पलतामिव फलदां लोके
कल्पलतामिव फलदां लोके
प्रणमति यस्त्वां न पतति शोके
प्रणमति यस्त्वां न पतति शोके
पारावारवि हरिणि गङ्गे
पारावारधि हरिणि गङ्गे
विमुखयुवती कृत तरलापाङ्गे
विमुखयुवतीकृत तरलापाङ्गे
तव चेन्मात स्रोतस्नातः
तव चेनाता स्रोतस्नातः
नरक निवारिणी जाह्नवी गंगे
नरक निवारिणी जाह्नवी गंगे
कलुष विनाशिनी महिमोत्तुंगे
कलुष विनाशिनी महिमोत्तुंगे
देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गंगे
देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गंगे
त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे
त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे
त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे
त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे
जय जय गंगे जय हर गंगे
जय जय गंगे जय जय गंगे
जय जय गंगे जय हर 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 गंगे
बोले कि जगदम्बा माता की जय। गजाननं भूतगणाधिसेवितं कपितजम्बो फलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम् या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डित करा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेष जाड्यापः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबिके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते हरि ओम लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं धीमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। बोलो राम 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 सीता राम 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 बोलो
राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
मंगल भवन मंगलहारी द्रवभूष दशरथ अजर बिहारी
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आई प्राण जाई बरु बचन न जाई
श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
बिनु सत्संग एक न होई राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई
श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
राम कथा के तेई अधिकारी इनके सत्य संगति अति प्यारी
श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
रामचरित मानस एहि नामा सुनत श्रवण पाइए विश्राम
श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय
Hariom. Gurudev Swami Prakashananda, members of the group on stage, members of the host family, members of the Chinmaya mission family. It is always a pleasure, a privilege, when you can sit in satsang and listen to philosophy, Vedanta, being lectured and disseminated in a manner that simply captures you, motivates you, encourages you to reflect on some of the most profound concepts of God. And I tell you, if you go on reflecting on what is said, it can even send you mad at times. You know, in 1997, when I first came in contact with Brahmachari Prem, it was right next door by us. Uncle Kapoor, mom had now passed away, and Brahmachari Prem came to do satsang. And it was the very first time I was actually listening to him. And I remember on stage, Raymond was there, Robbie was there, Mala, Mira, all of them was there. And you know, for the very first time, when I heard him, I was immediately blown away by his presentation style. The way in which he took those ancient Puranic statements and applied proper logic, well thought out reasoning, similes, and precise rationalization in order to bring about a point where you can go on pondering on these most profound ideas and thoughts. And you know, you can simply apply it to modern day living, modern day challenges, and modern day situations, simply making you a stronger individual. You know, I often ask myself, how is it and why is it we became part of this organization known as the Chinmaya mission? Then it was revealed to me. It is because of our punya karma, which we are reaping in this life, because of our karmas and bhakti, which stem from lifetime upon lifetime, where we are now placed into this organization, which is simply centered on or rooted with this thing called Brahma Vidya, Atma Gyan, knowledge of God, knowledge of self, where we can now understand our true nature, that which is of the nature Satchit Anand, existence, consciousness, bliss. You know, when you reflect on the name Chinmaya, the word Chinmaya simply means he who is made up of consciousness, bliss. The word Tejamaya means he who is made up of light. And the word Prakashananda, he who is made up of this piercing light. You know, when you take these three embodiments of light, knowledge, wisdom, power, I tell you, we are indeed in a good place. We are indeed in good company. You know, my mind is taken aback to a particular situation in Ramayana. It was where some of the monkeys were arrayed on the shoreline of India. They were wondering, pondering, who can cross this vast, huge ocean and gain word of Mata Sita and bring it back to Prabhu Sri Ram. Jamuan looked at Hanuman and he said, "Oh Hanuman, you were born to do the work of Prabhu Sri Ram. Ram kaj karbe ko atur." Oh Hanuman, your very nature, your duty, your mission is to do Prabhu Sri Ram's work. As we are celebrating this 25 years of Chinmaya mission in this country, I tell you, Swami Prakashananda, you were born to do the work of Swami Chinmayananda in Trinidad and Tobago. And you have done it with style, class, vigor, grandeur. It is indeed remarkable what you have achieved. I simply petition to Lord Ganesh, Mata Saraswati, Gurus, may the great saints, sages, Pitlis, may they always bless you, guide you, protect you. May your intellect always be sharp. May your words always be sweet. May your words always be sweet. Dhanya, Dhanya, Dhanya. Koti Koti Pranam. Koti Koti Pranam.
Sadhu, sadhu. I feel next day you should take this 9th Street water. Very good. Okay. Wonderful. धन्य देश सो जहाँ सुरसरी
राम जय राम जय जय राम
धन्य नारी प्रतिव्रत अनुसारी
श्री राम जय जय राम
धन्य स्वभूप नीति जो करई
श्री राम जय राम
धन्य स्वद्विज निज धर्म न करई
श्री राम जय राम
सो धन धन्य प्रथम गति जाकी
श्री राम जय राम
धन्य पुण्य रत मति सोई पाकी
श्री राम जय राम
धन्य घरी सोई जब सतसंगा
श्री राम जय राम
धन्य जन्म द्विज भगतिय भंगा
श्री राम जय राम
सो कुल धन्य उमा सुनु
श्री राम जय राम
जगत पूज सुपुनीत श्री राम
श्री राम जय राम
श्री रघुवीर परायण
श्री राम जय राम
जही नर उपज विनीत श्री राम
श्री राम जय 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 राम
त्यावर रामचंद्र की जय. Okay, so for those of you who are joining us tonight for the first time, we're seeing Navadhanya. Navadhanya is a small portion from the Uttar Kaand, way down at the end. 9 things Bhagwan Shiva tells to Parvati ji, that Dhanya. And Dhanya means blessed, divine, great, good, wonderful, like that, lucky, fortunate, Dhanya. So blessed is the perhaps most common word. Dhanya. Dhanya ho tum, if somebody tells you, blessed you are, like that. So now I'll just recap quickly all that we have seen. This is 8th Street, so we have seen 7 already. 7 Dhanya, and 1 Dhanya left for tomorrow. And after that is only Bandhanya. Dhanya Des, so jaha Surasari. Blessed is that place where Ganga flows. Ganga flows. And Ganga, we told, is a nice blend between Bhakti and Jnana. knowledge and devotion. Or devotion and knowledge, like that. Bhakti Gyan. A person must have a most wonderful balance of knowledge and devotion. One is no good. What means not no good, I should not say, it's too strong. One is not sufficient. Because if you have knowledge alone, it is dry. And if you have devotion alone, it is blind. So you don't want to be you don't want your personality to be dry, you know. One boy came from school, primary school. And so the father asked, how was school? Good. That is all, eh? Your teacher came to school today? Yes. She taught? Yes. You had lunch? Yes. What did the teacher teach? Communication. So even if he has the knowledge of communication and all of that sort of thing, a person's speech and mannerism and everything could be just dry, isn't it? You want to be a nice, bubbly, joyous personality, not a dry, boring personality. So that's whatever knowledge we have, it should not just be dry like that. When somebody asks a question, you just reply, and then, but say something now. One girl asked the boy, "You will marry me?" The girl asked the boy, "You will marry me?" He said, "Yeah." And he stopped. So she waiting for him to say something else, you know. He just said, "Yeah," and he stopped, right? She's waiting to hear what else he goes. She said, "Well, say something more now." He said, "I don't say enough already." What kind of husband you go be? Boring fellow. You see? So, knowledge could be there, it could be very dry, also dry personality. So we have to have some devotion. And that devotion, if it is there and then knowledge is not there, then what happened? That devotion is blind. Anybody tell you anything? You say, "Yeah." The cow grazing on the roof? Yeah. Why? Because he said, this is blind faith, blind belief. He said. We don't accept this thing in Sanatana Dharma, because he said. You have to apply it. Glenn was talking, you have to apply your intellect, not just raw belief. No. Apply your intellect. And if there's something that doesn't make sense, let it be known that it doesn't make sense. There will be an explanation, so you have to find out the explanation. So, Jasurasari, Ganga, flowing, which represents flow of knowledge and devotion. And you must have that nice blend, balanced personality. 2 wings. A bird can't fly with 1 wing, you know. Take a tailspin and plunge to the ground. Dhanya nari pati vrata anusari. Blessed is that woman who has fidelity to her husband. And I told you this just represents the human problem which all of us have. What is that? We cannot fix our mind on one thing. That is our biggest problem. Our mind just goes everywhere, in any aspect of work, any stage, varnashrama, everything. We can't fix our mind. So it represents that. Fixing your mind. That is why all these the systems and structures and institutions and all things are there, constructed in society, so that we'll take the line and tow it. I thought we take the line and tie up ourselves. So fixing the mind, that's called sthira buddhi in Bhagavad Gita. Sthira buddhi, important thing. Dhanya is that person who has sthira buddhi. Dhanya is that desh, that country where Ganga flows, where all citizens have a nice blend between devotion and knowledge. And these are not far-fetched things. All of them. When we say a nation should have a nice blend between devotion and knowledge, right? Take the fella who go on and desecrate the temple. I just want you to think a little bit. Go on and break up the murti and paint all kind of thing on the wall and all that, right? You just think. Now, he actually has a lot of devotion for his own religion. Correct? He loves his religion, he loves his scriptures, he loves whatever. So he has devotion. But that devotion is totally blind. Totally blind, not an iota of knowledge. If that fellow had one iota of knowledge, he would never do such a. So blind devotion, that is the problem. It leads to that. It leads to that sort of, what do you call it? Papa karma. Yeah. He doesn't know what papa he has committed because no knowledge. You see? So it's not far-fetched when we talk about. So a nation where people have a good blend between devotion and knowledge, that thing will not happen. Dhanya so bhupa niti jo karai. Blessed is that prime minister who follows proper behavior in public office and does his duty as laid down in Niti Shastras and all. What a prime minister is supposed to do. Otherwise, what happened? Politics before, politics during, and politics after. Politics are no policy. Dhanya sudvijat nija dharma natarai. And blessed is that one who adheres to his varna dharma. Ashrama varna, varna ashram, both. He adheres to it. It means to say, look, when I'm a student, I'm supposed to study. I mean, study books. Otherwise, he's studying, but studying something else. Balas tavat kriya saktaha. Tarunas tavat taruni saktaha. When you reach high school, Taruna studying Taruni, and Taruni studying Taruna. That is. So when we say a student is supposed to study, we mean to say study books. Mean school books. We have to clarify everything. Textbooks, school books. So everybody should follow that. In Grihastha life, when I leave this Brahmacharya life and I go to the next stage, I am supposed to take care of my family. And I was telling on the 2nd of October at the ashram, Nachiketa asked for 3 boons. One boon is about seeking the benefit of the family. Next, seeking the benefit of society. And last, one's own mukti. You notice, oneself comes last. So, adhering to the Varna Ashrama Dharma, based on the distribution of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas in all of us, we are either Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra, based on the distribution of the gunas. And based on that, now we are one of these 4 Varna. And that Varna has certain duties. Now you do that duty. Stick to it and do it. We shouldn't be doing other type of things. Stick to that and do it well. Do that one main thing in your life and do it well. That is the idea. Then, so dhanya prathama gati jaki, and blessed is that wealth that is used for the first advantage. First advantage means the first gati, that is the wealth which is given in dhan, which is given in charity. The wealth which is given in charity brings benefit to numerous people. Now you see, look here. All of you who are sitting here, you gave some dhan so that Chinmaya Mission can make the technologically most advanced school in Trinidad and Tobago, right? All of you gave daন. But in a short time, all are we gone? Correct? How long we gonna last? Even if you want to last long, I guarantee you will not last long. We all go. But the wealth which was given as daন, built that school, all are we gone and the school will still be there. So how much benefit is bringing to people now? How much benefit it will bring even long after we are all gone, you see? So that wealth which is given in daন brings the most benefit. And then the other wealth which is used for bhog, that is the second gati of wealth. It can be used for bhog. Bhog means eat, drink and be merry. What does it do? That is only send up the population in the hospital. That is true. And I told you there is a direct correlation between affluence and lifestyle diseases in all countries. In all countries. An unfailing piece of statistics. So when affluence is there and is only used for eating, drinking and being merry, we send up the population in all the hospitals. And no matter how many hospitals we build, you still can't get a bed when you go. Correct? And how many doctors we train, you still can't get a doctor when you go to. So, that wealth which is you, or the other last one, he lost. He gamble it out, squander it out, burglar take him, anything. Huh? Wealth gone. A burglar hold up two fellas on the road. So he said, okay, now take out all of their money. But not a burglar, bandit. Burglar is something legally speaking. Anyway, so the bandit hold up to them. Take out, yeah, truth. Legal language is different. So, burglar is one who breaks into a house and a bandit is one who come right in front, you know. Anyway, he had daku. So, okay, take out all the money. This fella quickly take out $5,000 from his pocket. And he give the other fella, he say, hey, look, the 5,000 I owe you. What happened to the wealth? Nash. This is the last gati of wealth. Whether he owned it or he donated it, gone. So, those are the three gatis. So, blessed is that wealth which is given in daন. Dhanya punya rata mati. And this is, I told you, my favorite line in the whole Dhanya. Dhanya punya rata mati. Soi paki. Blessed is that intellect, buddhi, mati, which revels in punya. Means that intellect which has turned itself totally away from papa karma and all towards only punya karma. From sinful acts to meritorious acts. That intellect which is all the time thinking, what next good thing we can do? What next good thing we can do? Okay, we finished this, now what is the next thing? Like that. So the buddhi all the time reflecting and thinking, pondering, oh, we'll do this punya, we'll do this, we'll achieve that, we'll bring that benefit to others, we'll do like that. That is called punya ratamati. Punya ratamati means reveling in doing punya. And he says, soipaki. That is what we call in Sanatana Dharma, and this is laying down the rules, in Sanatana Dharma, that is what we call a mature intellect. Otherwise, that intellect immature, like a child only. That's why you have to have compassion also. When people do wrong things, that's why sages have compassion. Because he's like a child. He's a big grown man, but only like a child. So what the sage will do? You have to have compassion. Because mati is not paki, not mature. Don't think because you reach 60 you're mature. There is nothing like maturity in Sanatana Dharma. That has nothing to do with maturity. In Sanatana, you know in English what is it? Once a man, twice a child. In Sanatana Dharma, you know what is the statement? Never a man, always a child. Only when that mati has turned from pap and has come to punya, then it is called as mature. If it's not mature, immature. Immature means what? Child. Dhanya, next one. Dhanya gari, so it's jab satsanga. And blessed is that hour spent in satsang. That we saw last night. All about satsang. So today, number 8, Dhanya. Let us see this thing now. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Dhanya ghari soi jab satsanga.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Dhanya janma dvij bhagati abhanga.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Dhanya ghari soi jab satsanga.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Dhanya janma dvij bhagati abhanga.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai. No? Dhanya, today Dhanya. Blessed is Dhanya Janma. Blessed is that birth. I'll tell you why this is being said, and it's being said now down to the end, today's 8th Street. Blessed is that birth in which I have abhanga bhagati, unbroken love and devotion. For who? Dvija. Dvija means the learned ones, the twice born, the divine ones, those who are really lodged in, settled in our scriptures. So in this birth, if I have love for such people, I am blessed. Otherwise, yes, I was seeing the television in news the other day. They beat up the pastor and the priest also and take rob him and all, isn't it? Yeah, see, so this is what goes on. So he have no regard or respect or anything for no dvija, pastor, pandit, this, no, not he. So in this lifetime, if I have reverence for the gurus, the saints, the sages, the brahmanas, word is translated also. And I told you, no, we belong to brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya and shudra based on our guna karma. So one who has those gunas sattvic gunas, and who is Shrotriyam Brahmanishtham. Bhagavan Shri Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, everywhere in Upanishads also, these type of people are described. So, love for them. That is the idea. No, so what about love for the other people? Then you will think, nah? Oh, I love all the Brahmanas. What about all Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, Shudras? I don't love. So then quickly that question will come to your mind. So the idea is, and that is why Bhagati Abhanga word, and you have to study a little bit more. Unbroken devotion. It means, look here, if you don't have love for a sport, would you ever learn to play that sport? I don't have any love for tennis. Would you ever learn to play tennis? That is not going to happen, isn't it? The first step in really learning something is that you have to have love for that. That's why parents are always looking, teachers are always looking. They want to see where this person's interest is, where this person's love is, where his heart is. Then we'll encourage him in that direction. So we want to see where my love is. Then only we can achieve any success in that field. Love is important. So therefore we must have love for those people who have this knowledge. If we don't have that love for these people who have this knowledge, would we ever get that knowledge? That is not going to happen. That is the idea. Now this is actually, when we read and when we study and when we do reflection and all of that, right? You always have to use logic also. I'll just tell you how along the line, how gurus clarify everything, right? If you go to India, you will see Kashi Vishwanath temple, for instance. The deity is Bhagavan Shiva. So the temple is a Shiva temple. Then you go to Sankat Mochan temple. Sankat Mochan temple, the deity is Hanumanji. So when you go there, only Hanumanji is there. When you go here, only Lord Shiva is there. Or when you go to Durga Kund or Durga Mandir, only Durga is there. Right? Kedarnath, only Lord Shiva is there. Bake Bihari, only Lord Krishna is there. So when you go in India, the temples are like that. All the very famous temples, right? Now you come to Trinidad. So you go in a Trinidadian temple, then what? One thing about Trinidadian temple, right? It will be called as Shiva temple, it will be called as Ganesh temple, it will be called as, Rama temple, it will be called as Krishna temple. But when you go inside, yes, this is Trinidad temple, right? So, now I remember I went to India and I saw like that. Then when I came back here and I noticed we have a line there, right? We have the whole line. Yes. And for you all it may not seem stark, right? But for me it seems very stark. The reason is, when I start the arti, and they start doing arti from this side, right? My arti finish and they reach half yet. Right? I know all these verses finish and we have no more verse. And then reach halfway now, I still have half the deity left there now. So then I had to now start to sing some other thing like that, right? That is very stark to me, like that. So, Swami Tejomayanji, our Guruji, some years back when he was in the ashram, we were discussing about building a Shiva temple. Right? We were discussing about building a Shiva temple. That is the topic of the discussion. But we have Radha Krishna also. Right? So I said, but Guruji, what we'll do with Radha Krishna then? If we build a Shiva temple, we already have Radha Krishna in Ashram. He said, we'll put Radha Krishna in the Shiva temple. I said, but that's a Shiva temple. And he pointed out something to my mind, and this is why it looks like the Trini has the Gyan. He pointed out something to my mind very nicely. In your mind, you are seeing a problem with putting Radha Krishna in Shiva temple. You are seeing it in your mind. But between Radha Krishna and Shiva, they have no problem. Between them, they have no problem. Why should you have a problem then? So actually, sometimes, even when we see a practice, like in India, the practice is put one deity in the temple. So the practice makes us feel, well, that is the right thing to do. And that is the only way it should be done. But when Guruji applies his logic, now what? Between Radha Krishna and Bhagwan Shiva, they have no problem. So why you don't want to put? You want to fight, they won't fight. They're good. So after that, then I started to love Trinidad temple, you know. So many deities when you go there. Yeah, the more the merrier. More the merrier. Yeah, no problem. Of course, people have other arguments, and there's a rationality for this, and there's a rationality for that. There will be some, like for example, when one deity is there, then your mind is more focused, correct? That is the argument on this side. But there's always two sides to any story, yeah. So why you feel yours alone right? The other side has a valid point also. You see? All right. So that's why I'm telling this, because sometimes when we adhere to one type of logic, we feel that the other type of logic is not correct. So you please understand, you may be looking through your goggles and using one type of logic, and you've seen things in a certain way, but the other people looking through their goggles and their logic and seeing in a different way. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you are right or any such thing like that. So now to come back to our Janma, Dhanya Janma, Dvija Bhagati Abhanga. Now see, it means to say, when I say that we have love for the Brahmanas, those who have the Sattva Guna, and those who have this knowledge of the scriptures, and those who are the divine ones, and that when we say, but what about Tulsidas ji did not say about the others, then I should not mentioning the others in no way says that you should not have love for the others. He did not make any statement, but you should love Brahmanas, but don't have love for the... that statement is not there. So why? Because he didn't mention, you think that he means, okay, these people is okay, we don't have to have love for them. That is false logic actually. The non-mention does not mean that they are excluded. That is the idea. What is the principle? The principle is Tulsidas Ji's principle. What is that? Siya Ram mein sab jag jani, karau pranam jori jug pani.
Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama.
Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. See, this is the general principle, right? What is the general principle? Tulsidas Ji lays out in the beginning of Ramayana itself. He said, I see my Ram in all beings, all things, everywhere. And therefore, Karo Pranam, Jori Juga Pani means I put my hands like this. What is it? Jori Juga Pani. I join my hands together like this. Jori Juga Pani. And Karo Pranam. I do the prostration to all beings and things. Right? This is the principle. So now, that is the principle laid down. Now, if I want Shastra Gyan, if I want Atma Gyan, if I want enlightenment, right? Then I have to now pay attention to, be interested in, and love those who have the Shastra Gyan, isn't it? Who can guide me also to Shastra Gyan, knowledge. So it is only that the basic principle doesn't go anywhere. The basic principle holds. That we love all beings. We salute all beings. But now, in addition to that, I want Atma Jnana. So these are the ones who are going to divulge this Atma Jnana to me. So these are the ones I have to have unwavering devotion, unbroken devotion, abhanga. Bhanga means to break. Bhanj in Sanskrit. So, to break. So, abhanga means unbroken devotion. In other words, I should never ever doubt the veracity, the divinity, the goodness of this group, those who possess this knowledge and those who are endowed with this sattva. Now, here, there's a big question and big problem, because every day I get all sorts of questions from so many people. Swamiji, what if I see my guru doing something wrong? What to do now? And real wrong, eh? Like that, I'll get them kind of hard question. Because the scripture is telling me I have to have unbroken devotion. So, in this lifetime, you are also not absolved from using your intellect. You have to think. To abandon your intellect is to abandon your humanness. You have to think. Now I'll tell you some things from scriptures which will help you to think. Right? First I'll tell you from Bhagavad Gita. Now listen to this thing. Because those questions come. Means you have to have love and devotion for this group. But then you see durgunas. And you think that, well, this group really can't, this person or whoever really can't lead me to anything higher. So now you see how the scriptures guide us in thinking and making our decisions. That is all I am going to tell you. You have to make your own decision. You don't come and tell me to make your decision. Now see. Gita, chapter 4. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
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 Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Upadekshanti tadjnanam jnaninastatvadarshinaha.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Lal ki jai. Bhagavan Shri Krishna is giving one of the most wonderful verses here. For a sadhaka, a student, a aspirant, a seeker, a devotee, he said, Tad vidhi, know that truth, know that reality, know the absolute, know Satchitananda Brahman. Tad vidhi, you have to know. This is a directive given to all human beings. Tad vidhi. This is in Sanskrit language, they call it potential mood, imperative mood, that we have to do. It's not that, okay, you may know if you like, you know. If you like, you may know. If you don't like, don't know. Reality. Brahman. That is not that type of language. That tad vidhi. That type of language. You know it. The commandment. We don't want to use such strong words, but you have to know it. But then the rest of the verse tells, Pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Tad vidhi pranipatena. How? By surrendering. You go to the teacher, the guru, the dvija, learned one, the divine one, and you surrender. Right? Pranipatena. Pariprashnena. And you ask questions, and sevaya, and do seva. So it's like that order. Go, approach, prostrate means bow down, that's number one. Then you do seva, number two. And then you ask question. Not question about, Guruji, you love dosa or you love idli? Not that type of question. We have 10 variety of dosa. Which one you like? That is not the question. Pariprashna means you ask question about Brahman. Tattvamasi Mahavakya Ityadi Vakyataha. It is already uttered by the scriptures. Guruji, uska kya arth hai? What is the meaning of that? Tattvamasi Mahavakya. And here, the next line is telling what type of person that we should approach to ask this thing. And that's why I'm telling you, guidance is there, you know. Upadekshyanti te jnanam. He will give that. They will give that knowledge. But who? Jnaninaha tattva darshinaha. That is the quality that is required. That the one I am approaching, the guru, the divine one, the brahmana, the mentor, the whoever, whatever you want to call, dvija, he should be jnaninaha tattva darshinaha. Jnaninaha means, the Upanishad tells, Saguru meva vigachet samit panihi shrotriyam brahmanishtham. Brahmanishtham means, shrotriyam means one who is well, highly knowledgeable in scriptures. If he doesn't know scriptures, he's called shrotriyam there, here he's called jnaninaha. Same one. Shrotriyam, who knows Shruti. That's how the word is formed. Who knows the Shruti? Shruti means, here for us, Upanishads, Vedas. So he has to know. We don't go and approach any Kalibe, you go and ask a fisherman, Tattvamasi Mahavakya kya hai? A fisherman in Kalibe. What is Tattvamasi Mahavakya? That thou art. Otherwise, this type of, and one other thing, Jaisa Guru Vaisa, as he'll approach that type only. That is true also. One chela gone by one guru. He said, Guruji, give some upadesh. Upadesh mane divine teaching. Guruji told, Beta, जाओ घर जाओ, go home, एक माला ले लो, माला, और कुछ जप करो, do some, yeah. No, गुरुजी, अरे ये तो सरल बात है. This is a simple thing, you know. tell me something more esoteric, So Guruji said, more esoteric you want to know? Yeah, Guruji. Acha. Okay, baitho. Sit down. Chela bait gaya. Sat. Then Guruji started. From beginning of Bhagavad Gita now. Sarvo Panishado Gavo Dogtha Gopal Nandanaha Partho Vatsasiddhir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Mritam Mahat. And like that he started telling, Gita is the essence of all the Upanishads, and then he told all Gita and all Upanishadic philosophy and everything and everything. After giving all this knowledge and everything now to this disciple, that Guruji said, "Acha, theek hai. Samapt ho gaya, abhi finished now. तुम्हारा कोई प्रश्न है? प्रश्न, you have any question? No, Guruji, no, प्रश्न नहीं है. No प्रश्न, no question. कोई नहीं प्रश्न है. No question. अगर जो प्रश्न नहीं है, उसका अर्थ दो ही है. एक तो if no question is there, one thing he understood everything. That is one possibility. If no question is there. Second possibility, you understood? Nothing. So he told this Shishya like that. If you have no question, that means you understood everything. Or if no question, that means you understood nothing. Now this Chela, I know what to do now. Because I can't tell him, Guruji, I understood everything. So, and I can't tell him I understood nothing also. So he decided to ask a question then. Because if question is there in between, I said, "Theek hai, Guruji. You started in beginning, na? Sarvo Panishado Gavo Dogtha Gopala Nandanaha." I understood so many things, but in beginning when you started, this Dogtha, this Do Gadha. Do Gadha, I don't know what that is. Do Gadha means two donkey. He said Dogdha. He said Do Gadha. So this Guruji said, "Yes, you are right. Do Gadha hai. Two donkeys there. You is a donkey to ask me that question, and I is a donkey to go on telling you for the last 2 hours. Two donkeys there." So, when we approach, I approach with the right question, then I approach the right person also. And the scripture is giving guidance who is the right person. Jnaninaha. There, Shrotriyam in the Upanishad. This is exactly the same thing. It means he has all knowledge of the scriptures. And knowledge of scripture, we are not talking about knowing scripture by heart. That's not the meaning. अरे संस्कृत आती है, हिंदी आती है, I know Hindi and Sanskrit इत्यादि, I know it, this bhasha. But when I read the shloka, do I know the exact meaning as it is given by the Sambradaya? Do I know that meaning? That is the idea. So I have to know the scriptures and also know the proper meaning. Otherwise, Dogdha Fai Dogadha. So, I have to know the scriptures and know the meaning properly also in the Sampradaya. Then the next one is Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam in Upanishad. Here, Jnaninaha Tattva-darshinaha. The one who is a seer of the Tattva. So that has two meanings. One meaning is he is a realized soul. One meaning. Or his mind is so absorbed in pursuit of that thing, he pursues nothing else. His mind is only absorbed with that. I don't want to hear anything about money. I don't want to hear anything about family. I don't want to hear anything about property. I don't want to hear anything about this thing, that thing. Because it's sab janjal, isn't it? So that is the one that he is supposed to approach. This is the idea. Now see, the scriptures give the qualifications and qualities and the gunas and the lakshanas and all of that. It is given in scriptures already. So you have to make your own decision. And then we don't worry about that also. We never worry, Acha, this poor boy, he may end up by the wrong guru. No such worry ever is there. You know why? Are Jaisa Guru Vaisa? Chela, he'll end up where he has to end up. As is the level of his knowledge and what is required at that time in his life, there he will end up. There's no worry also. But what we are talking about is when people have to make decisions, because they come and ask us questions for us to make decisions for them. That is what we are talking about. You have to take the guidance of the scriptures and make your own decision. That is the idea. So we are telling how the scriptures tell. So, the Dhanya, Janma, Dvija, Bhagati Abhanga, who has unwavering, unbroken devotion for the word which is given here, Dvija. I told you Dvija represents this whole class of gurus, saints, sages, knowledgeable ones, Shrotriyam, Brahmanishtam, Jnaninaha, Tattvadarshina. Dvija word represents all of them. Brahmana, whatever word you want to use. So Dvija word represents all of this. And blessed is that birth in which I have love for this group. Because if I don't have love for this group, I am not going to get anything in that lifetime. I just walk through. You walk through the whole buffet and pick up nothing. Buffet gone to waste. So I have to have love for this group. And the scriptures give, now see, love for a whole group also wouldn't do anything. I have to have love for one that can guide me, a mentor that can show me the path and teach me and all that, isn't it? I have to have love for, and that is the guidance to choose that one. That is the idea. If you notice, the saintly ones in the tradition, right, are the ones really who has no interest or attachment to anything worldly. If that quality is there, that quality makes up for everything. As long as you, let me tell you something. If you approach any guru, any saint, any brahmana, any whatever, you approach, and you say, Guruji, please teach me. And he tells, only you came? You didn't bring some more? I mean, he has an interest in getting a crowd, isn't it? Getting more disciples, getting more chelas. If he shows any interest in any one of them things, means for himself, then something already, some red flag is also already supposed to go up. Because the distinguishing mark of a saintly person is detachment from this world. I mean, the jnana is supposed to bring, from vivek is supposed to come vairagya, detachment. That is the distinguishing mark. So take your guidance from the scriptures like this, and viveka, vairagya. From viveka comes vairagya. And make your decisions there and go on. And now, what is the devotion? I told you, devotion has several, see, bhakti abhanga. And Bhagavad Gita is giving nice directions. The direction which is given in the Gita, I have to have devotion for my guru. I have to have devotion for the learned ones. The devotion means, actually, for a chela, that's why sevaya. The line ends with sevaya. Sevaya means service. I have to go and do service, seva for the teacher. That doesn't mean to go there and press foot whole day. Guru walking on your grabby foot. You fall down. Seva means whatever the Guru is doing, whatever he stands for, whatever his work, whatever his deliberations and all of that thing, we do some seva to help him in that, whatever he is doing. Because, like, for example, look here, you go to a Guru and you tell, Guruji, Gita ko padhaiye na. You teach me some Gita. So Guruji says, okay, take hai, sit down. Then next student comes. Guruji, teach me some Gita. Yeah, sit down. I'll teach some Gita. Now see, if the Guru is going to teach Gita to both of you, the Guru will not sit down in the dark and teach Gita. At least some diya will be there. Eh? If no electricity is there, some diya will be lighting there. So seva means you don't go and press his foot, and the diya out and the place dark. Seva means at least go and put some oil in the diya. Put a wick. This is seva is like that we mean to say. And there are countless things you could do. Actually, you have to be very aware. Awareness is the whole problem. People are not aware. Aware, actually. You have to be very much alert and aware. And you will not get it in a day, but as time goes. Gurus are also very compassionate. Gurus are also very compassionate that way. See, I'll just give a simple example of the awareness and how and I said also we don't learn in a day, we learn after some time. So, when we are planning Guruji's Yajna in Diwali Nagar, a little long, this is 1999, 23 years ago, we were planning Guruji's Yajna. So all of us sat down and we were brainstorming, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to do the other thing. And it's good also when you have some experience, so that you could draw from your experience. So I had seen many yajnas in India, and I had been to in some of the planning of some of them also, and all of that kind of thing. So you just have to visualize and imagine. Guruji will be coming here. But before Guruji goes up on the Singhasan, all this is seva. I mean, if you're not aware, very much alert, this, that, your seva will also not be very efficient and effective. So Guruji will come, his destination is the Singhasan. But Guruji has a rule, before going up on the Singhasan, every time, he'll go and prostrate to Gurudev. Right? So the seva has to be like that. Oh, if he is going to prostrate to Gurudev, he'll come like this, then we should keep Gurudev's picture right where he has to climb the step. So it's not to keep Gurudev's picture on the other side, and so he has to go there, and then he doesn't know where the step is. But I also said, but you learn by experience, and you don't get it in a day. In other words, you are thinking about his welfare, his benefit. When he comes, you don't want him to go through any, and then, there are always microphone cords everywhere. That was not any subtle hint, But that is all part of the learning in the Chinmaya family. So we do it in such a way that it... So in other words, Guruji is coming. What we should do. There's a very funny thing which happened when we were in Mumbai. I'll tell you this real story. In Mumbai, I am the most skinny among all brahmacharis. Not even 100 pounds I was weighing. Like that. So, Gurudev went out somewhere to do some yajna and came back. When he came back, all of us are standing there to welcome him. All brahmacharis. I am in front. When Gurudev came out of the car, first person he's seeing is me. When you look at me now. He shouted at Jairamji. Jairamji is our manager of the ashram. Jairamji! And Gurudev had a big booming voice. No. What is this? You're not feeding my brahmacharis or what? Next time when Gurudev went out and came back and we were all there to meet him, Jairamji told him, you stand behind. Because he doesn't want Gurudev to see me really. He'll think I am not eating or he's not giving food. But anyway, meaning to say that we always have, and Jairamji is also very, you see how quick he's thinking. Don't let Gurudev see this skinny brahmachari, you know. Let Gurudev see a nice, plump. Anyway, but the idea is always thinking ahead. That's what I'm trying to tell. Think ahead, yes. And that requires awareness, and that awareness will improve our seva. Because it says, tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. That service word is a very, very important word. Where any disciple goes to any guru, and that disciple does not know how to do seva, that disciple is not going to reach anywhere. In the Upanishad, there's stories where the guru sent the disciple, take these 10 cows, go into the forest with them. And when these 10 cows are multiplied and this herd has become 100, then you come back. Then I will teach you. And the disciple also went. With that, the guru give this seva. Go on. Do it. That disciple, he said when he came back, in no time, the guru divulged that knowledge and he acquired all that knowledge. Because the seva purified the mind and made the mind ready for acquisition of knowledge. Very, very important thing. All right. So, when we approach and when we select and we choose and all that, and we choose properly guided by scriptures, we have to have unflinching devotion for that teacher, that guru, that brahmana, that dvija, whoever we have chosen in our life. Tulsidaji has written also about this in the previous section in this same Kaand. I'm sure all of you heard this. In Ram Gita, when he's speaking to Lakshmana, he gives 9 types of devotion. See. Prathama hi vipracharan ati priti.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Prathama hi vipracharan ati priti.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Nij nij karma nirat shruti riti.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Prathama hi vipracharan ati priti.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Nij nij karma nirat shruti riti.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jaya Raghurama.
Jaya Raghurama.
Jaya Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai. Prathamahi. Bhagavan is telling to Lakshmana 9 types of devotion. Prathamahi vipra charana ati priti. These are the words. Tulsidaji likes these words because these words have different meanings. Means he likes, and that's what I keep telling, whatever bhajan you choose, whatever verse you choose to chant and sing and all, they should have nice meaning. Otherwise you go on choosing Bollywood songs only. Choose bhajans with nice meaning. So Tulsidas is a Vipra word he likes very much. Throughout this Ramayana he uses, and Dvija word. These two words have significant meaning. Dvija means who has a second birth. I told you that word before because it came before. Dvija, who has a second birth. Anytime a person makes a radical change in his life from papa to punya, that also is considered as a second birth. I was living a worldly life. Now I have turned my life, and I have now started living a spiritual life. So Dvija, is a second birth. you have heard now people say, Bhagavan gave me a second chance. Because I don't see Yamraj in the distance already. I don't see Yamraj in the distance, Bhagavan gave me a second chance. That is, though he is born, again, Dvija. Dvija, two birth, or second birth. Like that. And this other word now Tulsidashi likes is Vipra. Vipra. Vipra means Vipra in Sanskrit. Vipra means one who has special knowledge of that reality. Visheshena prajna. This is Vipra. Visheshena prajna means who has excellent knowledge. That is the idea. So, he says, Prathamahi, the first type of devotion is to have love for the feet of Vipra. Those who have special, excellent knowledge. That is the idea. And then he goes on to tell that line is not relevant for us because we are talking about having love for the feet of the great ones. That is the idea. So Tulsidas ji, like this, throughout the Ramayana. Now, it is true also that if you see his what is it? A bug?
Honeybee.
A bee. Okay. Maybe there's honey, I came for some. So, I want you to pay attention to this now also. Even though Tulsidas ji writes like this in Ramcharitmanas, this is a very interesting thing. What he writes? He writes, have love for the feet of Brahmana, Vipra, Dvija, Shrotriyam, Brahmanishtham, that Jnaninaha, Tattvadarshinaha, this is what he means. Have love for the feet of these. And Dhanya is that birth in which I have love for the feet. This is being said in the context of Kakabhushundi in Uttar Kaand, where Kakabhushundi himself used to deride other, say bad things about this one and that one, and only what he knows is right. And that fellow, it didn't agree with him. He argued with many, Lomas Rishi, and he argued with so many people. So that is said in that context, right? So we have to have love for the feet of such people. You're going to have to argue with the Rishi. He argued with the Rishi. No wonder I get so many sharp and all that. So it is said in that context, right? Now that is one thing in Ramayana. Now I want you to see one more thing in this Ramcharitmanas. Because Tulsidas is just telling here to have love for the feet of the knowledgeable ones. If you just put that all in one group, knowledgeable ones. Vipra and Dvija and all of that, right? The same Tulsidas ji, who is telling about having love for the feet of these learned ones, the same Tulsidas ji is demonstrating in Ramayana unwavering love from those who had no knowledge. And he epitomizes them. He makes them heroes in his Ramayana. He makes them worshipable in his Ramayana. He makes them so great that he himself goes there to bring mukti to them and bless them, even though they had no knowledge. Kevat, Shabari, and not, the monkey Sugriv, Jatayu, the volunteer. So while he is telling to have love and for the feet of the learned ones, those who are steeped in the Shastras and all, he is demonstrating something else by he himself going to bless Kevat and bless Shabari and bless Jatayu and like that. The idea is to have love for the feet of the learned ones is one thing, but to have love is another thing. And the Kevat has love, and Jatayu has love, and Shabari has love. And that is so powerful that Bhagwan himself goes to bless them. You see? Tesham ham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat, he tells in Gita. I myself come to lift them out. So there are two strains in Bhagavad Gita going on like, in Ramayana going on like this. While Tulsidaji is telling to have love for the feet of the Dvija, Vipra, Ityadi, at the same time, he is demonstrating something else by his actions. Bhagavan Ram is demonstrating something else by his actions. And so, that love, that devotion, that bhakti is paramount. It's so important, so great, that the Lord himself goes there to lift those people. So now, we have our choices then. We emulate Shabari, or emulate Sugriva, or emulate Jatayu, or emulate Kevat, like that. Because they had no, what Kevat knows about knowledge? He's a boatman. Cannot read, no? Right. Shabari also. Couldn't read, or? Right, Jatayu. Yeah, volunteer. But the one who developed that devotion in his heart, that thing is very, very important. And none of them had, you see, they didn't have gurus, they didn't have anything, isn't it? Shabari was not allowed to come in the ashram also. Because other brahmacharis and men, everybody were there. The Guru just gave that upadesh in the end. When I die, you stay here and Bhagwan Ram will come too. But she was doing seva every day. Seva, like that. Alright, so these are the two strains in Ramayana. And one is, I develop great devotion like any of these devotees, and I will be absolutely fine. Or I approach the learned ones, I develop love for them, and they will instruct me. You make your choices, and scriptures also give you the guidelines, who to choose and how to choose and all that kind of thing, right? And I told, we have no worries also. Who we have to choose, we will choose like our own, to match our own psyche only. That is going to work itself out only. Alright, that's Jaisa Guru, Vaisa Chela thing is not any weak thing. That's fundamental teaching actually. It will work out like that. Okay, now we will stop here. We have one Dhanya left for the 9th street tomorrow. Let me say a very special thank you to Anandji and his nice little family for having hosted us here tonight. It is very noble indeed to host this Yajna for the 8th street, and we are thinking that it is going to pick up again next year, and those who have to book, you better book. No. We have to get the dates also. All right. Thank you very much, Anandji. And we hope we did justice to his visit to your home. All right. I'll call on our Mr. Rajkumar Ram Prasad, better known as Andrew, better yet known as Tabla. Thank you.
Hari Om and good night.
Hari Om.
We are into the 8th, well tonight is the 8th night, and by tomorrow we would have completed the Navratri Yajna. But we have already started preparing for next year, and one of the streets is already taken, so as Swamiji said, please book early.
And Glenn might do it.
And just one more thing before we call the people we are honoring. Because of the COVID this year, we didn't get to do any fundraiser. Normally we would do a fundraiser to offset the cost of the Yajna. Next year we are planning a pepper roti fundraiser.
Wow.
You know, normally you would have curry queue and barbecue, and when you have a queue, everybody had to line up lunchtime for food. So we want to have pepper roti, probably in the village one and by the ashram, right? 2 fundraisers. All right, so tonight we want to call on the family, Diane, Sukraj, Mr. Mahadev. Diane is no longer with us. Ms. Diane. Mr. Mahadev Sukraj is here. We want to call his daughter, Jenny, to accept the token on behalf of the family. Judy? Yeah. What? Jenny? Sorry, Judy. And they would have hosted the Yajna before, and they have been with us for the last 25 years. And the next family would be the family here. Previously, Leela would have been the spearhead, the one who had everything organized. She's no longer with us here. We have Anand and Camelia Ganesh, which is the couple here, so we'd call on either one of them to receive
She
the
telling
token.
he and he telling she.
So we can have both time.
Come. Yeah.
We got to cut it in half.
No, it have to here.
Hari Om and thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Andrew. Let me just tell some announcements. Actually, Navratri finishes today. Today is the last day. Tomorrow it is called a Dashami. And actually, the proper name is Vijaya Dashami. It is the 10th day of victory. Vijaya Dashami. Dashami means the 10th. And Vijaya means victory. In different traditions across India, that is a significant day. That was the day Bhagwan killed Ravan. That was the day the Devi killed all these demons. That was the day Bhagwan killed so many demons and Bhagwan Krishna. Like that, in different parts of India, wherever you go. But if you notice, in all of them, there's one thread running through all of these stories. What is the divine removed the evil in all of them. And that is the Dashami day, that is tomorrow. So tomorrow is a very, very significant day. All of you, please come out, tell your neighbors and everybody, and join for this last victorious day of this period. We're having several things happening at the ashram. One is the closest one, which is coming up on 16th of October. We are having the Diwali Dosa Day. And for those who are listening outside and don't know what a dosa is, I was trying to explain last night, and still today somebody was telling something else. Dosa is we take rice and urdi dal and we make a batter. It's a long process, eh? We make the butter, and out of the butter we throw it in a hot tawa, and it comes out something like a roti, not a roti. Eh? It is called a dosa. It is like a crepe, right? Yes. And to that now we add nice things to eat. So we have 10 varieties of dosa on Diwali dosa day, starting at 11 a.m. Please come. And it was 7 before. For this Diwali dosa day, we have added 3 new dosas. One is called as burrito dosa, Mexican burrito dosa. The other is called as mother-in-law dosa. Is with that, yeah, that hot thing, currently, and the last one is called as gunpowder dosa. That is explosive. So you come out and try these different types of dosas. Okay. And prior to that, the 7, it will be very interesting for you to try pesto dosa. Pesto is an Italian condiment made with basil and pine nuts. Those are the 2 main. Garlic, little butter, olive oil, not butter. Basil. So, pesto dosa, and then there's a doubles dosa. Doubles dosa. China make it, eh? Doubles dosa. So like that, several other types of paneer dosa. And traditional masala dosa. All right. Anybody wishing to contribute a ponga dal or 5 ponga dal or 10 ponga rice or whatever, please see Sharon. Because we'll have to get like about 50 or 60 pound of rice and 10 or 15 pound of dal. So anybody who wants to contribute like that, please see her. You can also call and pre-order on that day, for that day. Okay. On the 30th of December, we have our banquet dinner at the ashram. Shri Rana Mohip and Suzanne Mohip, they will be providing all the entertainment for the night on the 30th of December. Okay, big banquet dinner we'll be having. But just now, on the 20th, we have our Diwali Utsav. The school is having Diwali Utsav at the ashram. You're all invited. And Garam Masala restaurant is open for dining. A lot of Navratri specials are there. It will last only for a short time more. This is a Guru Dakshina envelope. This is an old tradition which Chinmaya Mission has revived. And the tradition is when we receive knowledge from a teacher in the old days, we used to give some Dakshina. That is so that we do not become indebted. So the main thing was we did not become indebted, because in this world the rule is we should not get something for nothing. The moment we get something for nothing, we have become indebted, yes. So we should not. So the tradition developed long thousands and thousands of years ago that we give something in return. And in Chinmaya Mission, we don't make that mandatory also. If you feel to give, you give. You don't feel to give, don't give. All right. That is the rule that we follow. Okay. So usually we collect it on the last day, which will be tomorrow. If you're not coming on the last day and you want to give tonight also, that is no problem. Please see our bookstall. Bookstall is over there. Here. Many wonderful titles are there. About Gurudev writes about love. Taittiriya Upanishad, very famous Upanishad. Many of the basic and fundamental things which we know, they come from this Upanishad. Atithi Devo Bhava, Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, ityadi. Shishya Anushasanam, so many things come from this Upanishad. All right. And Hanumanji's big gig for children. Children's storybooks. Okay, please take a look on your way out. ठीक है, आरती के लिए सब खड़े हो जाइए. कल देखेंगे 9th स्ट्रीट में. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती
श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की।
तावत् ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद सुख सनकादि शेष अरु सारद वर्णि पवन सुत कीरति की।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की।
गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश छो शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस। मुनि जन धन संतन को सर्वस सार हंस सम्मत सब बीच।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की।
गावत संकट शंभु भवानी अरुघत संभव मुनि विज्ञानी। व्यास आदि कवि बज बखानी नाग भुषुंड गरुड़ के ही।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की।
कलिमल हरनि विषय रस पीकी सुभग सिंगार मुक्ति जुबती की। जलन रोग भव मूरियमी की दात मात सब विधि तुलसी की।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल
Mangalam Garudadvajaha Mangalam Pundarikaksham Mangalayatano Harihi Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhush cha Sakha Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Prasyabar Ramachandra ki Pavan Sut Hanuman ki jai Bol bhai sab santan ki jai Shri Satya Sanatan Dharma ki jai Jagadamba Mata ki jai Namah Parvati Pade Har Har Mahadev Hari Om Tat Sat. Please all sit. We want to say a very special thank you to Girishji and his group here for coming in. And Dudnathji, last night also, he was there. Thank you all for coming out. We also remember Auntie Leela. We don't want to let the occasion pass without remembering her. She never missed, once she was well, she never missed any of the satsang and all. Yeah. And so we are here at her home today. All right. Last thing I want to say, we have come through 9 nights wonderfully, and the 9 nights is credited to a hard-working team here of Anand, Mala, and Andrew, and Anita, and all the others who have been working tirelessly to get this thing off the ground. Joanna was also there in our meetings, and so we say a very, very hearty congratulations to all of them for having pulled off this 9 nights wonderfully in the way in which they did. All right, we shall see tomorrow.